All right, so for Friday ELA, I've already talked about doing the right to read response with the Venn diagram. You need to do that. I've given you a few extra days to complete that, and that will be graded. That will be considered a literacy notebook entry. But you're going to play a quizzes game on singular and plural nouns. So you either can click the link here to play the game, or you can come back over here to the Google Classroom, and here's the quizzes right here. You can play the link right here. You can click on it, and the link is in here as well. When you play the game, it automatically grades it. So if you're not completing it, it will be blank. Okay? It automatically grades it when you log into quizzes. Okay? Then what you're going to do after you play that, and it's a good idea to go over this anchor chart as well. The singular, plural, singular, uh, man is singular, men is plural. Okay, these are irregular plural nouns. You have one teeth. You have one tooth. Plural would be teeth. Change the Y to I to IES. So you have one baby, more than one baby. You would say drop the Y to IES and put babies. Okay. If you're talking about one half and you've got several halves, you change the F to a V and add ES. Okay, you have one life, more than one life. We change the FE to a V and add ES. So more than one life would be lives. Okay, fish and deer will stay the same. So the big picture here to always remember is when forming an irregular plural noun, the spelling of the word changes. Okay, so play that quizzes. That will be a learning task grade. Okay, and you guys been doing really good on the quizzes so far. I've put 2 grades in. I put 1 grade for plural nouns. The other one was irregular plural nouns, and many of you had some good grades there. But remember, they're only 10% grades, so you really want to do good on the 30% and the 60% tasks. So that reading log, that's 60%. That needs to be done. The right to read, those are 60%. You want to do your entries in your notebook. And those aren't hard to do. Every time you read a book, you need to respond. Okay? So what you're going to do now, this is the right to read. You're going to compare and contrast 2 of the stories that we read this week, Donut Deal and Zap. And you're going to complete a Venn diagram. And this is in your read to write response notebook. I already made a video of this, so I'm not going to go back over it. But you will use this anchor chart here to help you come up with your similarities paragraph, your difference paragraph, and your conclusion, your concluding sentence. Not necessarily a paragraph there, but a sentence. And that's for you to do. And then what you're going to do next, because we've been writing our paragraphs about our Georgia habitats. So today you're going to learn how to use your notes to write an introductory paragraph. And I want you to record it on Flipgrid. And I will give you feedback. And it says to at least 2 students, but I'm going to give feedback to everybody. I'll give everybody written feedback. So I'm going to change this. Ms. Griffin will give feedback to all students on Flipgrid and on your Google Doc using, I'll say this, I'll tell you what's good and what you need to work on in a comment. Okay, so this is a 1-minute video here for you to watch. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and play it. Let's see if it'll play. Yeah, it's playing. Okay, so let's watch this 2-minute video here.
Informational writing. Episode 4. Writing an introduction. I'm writing an informational book about computers. I've already made a plan for my writing, and now I'm ready to start writing my introduction. An introduction is the very first part of your writing. Authors write introductions to hook the reader. I want people to be interested in my book. Authors also use introductions to tell the readers what they will learn by reading the book. That way, they can decide if it's the right book for them. My introduction will start with a hook. One way to hook a reader is to tell a surprising fact about your topic. Another way to hook the reader is to start by asking a question. I'm going to write my hook by using both. My book is all about computers. I'm going to hook the reader by asking, did you know that there are about 2 billion computers in the world? This surprising fact will make people interested to read my book. Next, I will introduce my topic. I need to think about why people should read my book and what they will be learning by reading it. I will write, you will probably use computers your whole life, so it is important to learn all about them. Read this book to learn about kinds of computers, parts of computers, and what computers can do. Now, my introduction is finished, and I'm ready to start writing facts about my topic. Check out episode 5 to see how I continue writing my draft.
Okay, so we watched that video there. Let me stop it. Okay, so we watched that. Okay, so now I'm going to model how to write an introductory paragraph to my mountains paragraph I wrote the other day. So I'm going to come over here to my Google Drive and I'm going to search for my copy of Georgia Habitat. Okay, and it should come up. There it is, right there. Okay, so I'm going to hook my reader. Okay, so I'm going to come down here, move it down here. Okay, there's my paragraph. Now, my introduction has to come before this paragraph here. So I'm going to move this down, just moving it down, okay, so that I can write my introduction paragraph. Okay, so that's I've got my single paragraph outline on one page, and I've got this, which is my body, my second paragraph here. But I'm going to move this down so that I can do my introduction here. Okay, at the indent. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start off with a question. Do you know that mountains are? Do you know that mountains are in the state of Georgia? Okay. Now I'm going to pull up my information to help me. So I'm going to come over here to my Google Classroom, and I'm going to pull up under week 4 the information in the science. Okay, I want to pull that back up. I'm going to click on view more here. Okay, and I want to open up, it's on the week 5. Here we go. I want to open this up so that I can use this information to help me. So I'm going to click on week 2. I'm sorry, day 2, because that was the mountain habitat. Okay, and this is my information. Okay, mountains cover, I could say did you know that mountains cover the northern part of Georgia and that the Blue Ridge Mountains are part of the Appalachian Mountains that form the mountain habitat in northern Georgia? I could say that, okay? Did you know that mountains cover the northern part of Georgia? I could say that. So I'm going to come back over here and change this. Do you know that mountains, do you know that mountains cover the northern part? And let me zoom in on this. Okay, zoom in. Do you know that mountains cover the northern part of the state of Georgia? Not do you know? Did you know that mountains cover the northern part of the state of Georgia? Well, they do. Well, they do! Exclamation point. And then I might say something like, um, did you know that mountains cover the northern, the, did you know that mountains cover the northern part of the state of Georgia? Well, they do. And then I'm going to do another question. Did you know, that plants and animals can live, live, can live? Did you know that plants and animals can live there too? Live there too. In my paper, in my paper, I will, in my paper, I will explain the features. No, in my paper, I will describe, in my paper, I will give important factual information about mountains and tell about the plants, animals, and the climate. Did you know that mountains cover the northern part of the state of Georgia? Well, they do. Did you know that plants and animals can live there too? In my paper, I will give important factual information about mountains and the tell about the special plants, animals, and tell about the special plants, animals, no, and tell about the plants, animals, and tell about the plants, animals, and climate there. Now I'm going to do my conclusion. In short, not in short, in conclusion, you, in conclusion, by reading my paper, you will learn valuable facts about the mountain habitat in Georgia. Okay, that's my introduction. So you see how I hooked my readers. I started off with a question. I gave an important detail, an important fact about the mountains. I didn't go into a lot of detail, but I did explain what my paper would be about. Okay, and I did this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sentences. So you need to be able to do this. So I'm going to read my whole thing from beginning. I'm going to read my introduction and my second paragraph. So this is my first paragraph, and I'm just hitting the space bar to indent, moving in a little space, so you can distinguish or be able to tell when the paragraph starts and ends. Did you know that mountains cover the northern part of the state of Georgia? Well, they do. Did you know that plants and animals can live there too? In my paper, I will give important facts or factual information about mountains and tell about the plants, animals, and climate there. In conclusion, by reading my paper, you will learn valuable facts about the mountain habitat in Georgia. One of Georgia's habitats is the mountain region. The Appalachian Mountains are located in the northwest, while the Blue Ridge Mountains are in the northeastern part of Georgia. Need a comma here. The climate there is wet, where high areas get 80 inches of rain. The climate there is wet too, where high areas get 80 inches of rain. I could say per year. Thick forests of laurel, maple, and pine trees populate the area, providing shelter to the black bear, white-tailed deer, river trout, and a woodpecker, to name a few. Finally, these are a few facts that I learned about the mountains in Georgia. Okay, so it sounds good. And I just modeled this for you. So now you have to write your own. You will want to do this in your doc, and I will come over here and I will come up here and I'll put a comment, a comment. Now this is good. Now this, okay? So if I was critiquing my paper, I would say, now this is a good introductory paragraph. I like how you started off with a hook, with a question, okay, and you explain what the reader will learn as they read your paper, okay, and I like how you have a conclusion in your introductory paragraph, okay. In the second paragraph, I like how you started off with a topic sentence and you gave details about the plants and the animals that live there, and you also described the climate. Okay, so this is what you have to do, boys and girls. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing. Good luck.